I just need all y'all to get to the dance floor and put your hands on your knees and bounce. Let's see if you got them good knees. Put them hands up, put them hands up, put them up. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce that over here, let me feel the vibe. Dancing like nobody watching Channel 5. Spin to the left, big to the right. Let loose all night. In the club with the lights so bright. Masquerade balls twerking down the hall. It bounced so hard like a basketball. Got them bouncing off the wall. Blow that whistle, it's a brawl. Foul on Paul, that nigga was too small. Got hands like Randy Moss. She got the sauce, hoorah. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hands up, that's wow. She'll lay it down like the golden child. Bounce it over here, hands on your knees. Or step back and try not to flee. Ready, set, go, 1, 2, 3. She already deep in the sea. She's so fat, she got them good knees. Trust, I'll climb that tree. Looking through these glasses is 3D. She's the 808 mixed with Cherokee. Bounce house, I got the key. 41K, ooh wee. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lamar Tazz J. Back with season 1, episode 2. Story time with your boy Lamar Tazz J. If you missed the first one, the first episode I was talking about. I can't say if. Hello to everybody that just tapped in. But if you didn't get to watch season 1, episode 1 of my story, I'm gonna do a little recap to catch everybody up before I begin story number 2, episode 2. Episode 1, I was talking about my childhood and how I started with music and who I was as an artist, a musician. I told you guys some dirty laundry about how I was abused or raped. I was raped, abused. How I lost my mom at 7 years old. How my dad remarried an evil woman. How I got put on a hood. In L.A. I talked about a lot of stuff from season 1. So if you guys want to go back and check out season 1, you can. Episode 1, season 1 is on my channel. Please subscribe, share, like, comment. I have other stuff on there too. I have music videos. I have my reality documentary show I got going on. I got my talk show on there too. So if you guys want to go listen to my talk show, I just finished season 3 of my talk show. Let's Talk About It. Season 4 of Let's Talk About It is going to drop next year, 2025. So make sure y'all tap in and for that. But before I start the story for season 1, episode 2, I'm gonna spark this blunt. For all my 420s out there, this is for y'all. Spark a blunt before I tell this story, because it's about to get deep, y'all. So, he said, ew. Is that the roll of ganja? 420 friendly over here. Ganja. So, before I get to the story, I want to say shout out to all my people. Shout out to all cultures. Shout out to the community. Shout out to everybody that comes and watch my live. You feel me? Shout out to y'all. All right, so here's the story, episode 2, beginning of the story. So I left off when I was 16 or 17, 16. I left off when I was 16. So around this time, we was living in a city of Lakewood, and I get into a altercation with some people, so we had to leave. We had to move again because of me, and I just couldn't stay out of trouble. So my dad like, fuck it, we're gonna have to move again. So we ended up moving to another city in California, and I ended up going to continuation school because I was too old to go to high school. So, and because of my actions at my old school and home studies and all that, and I was working, so I decided like I just didn't want to go back to school. So I went back to home studies, and I just wanted to work. I wanted to make money, hustle on, and that's it. It's my and you I made me lose track of what I was talking about. Yeah, I moved to another city in California. Don't go back to school. I ended up just working, getting my hustle on. I went to home studies. Then ended up going to school because I was 17 at the time. So I went to adult school. I ended up going to summer school I could pick up all my credits so I could graduate on time. You feel me? 'Cause I was getting a lot of trouble, a lot of fights. Niggas thought, I was scary and all that because I'm time nigga. I don't talk. Like I don't know what I'm talking. So, I was going to summer school. I had started this little clique or whatever like that, and I had some people from my clique. The girl in my clique got jumped, so she came to me because I'm the big homie. She came to me and told me what happened. So I called the dudes that tried to dump her or whatever they tried to do to her. So I called him at school, and he called me a bitch in Spanish. So I don't do the bitch word, and I don't do all that talking. So I took off my backpack and I beat up. So his homeboys tried to jump in, and they got beat up. And then my little sister jumped in, and she didn't have to jump in because I had it. You feel me? But she then got in trouble. I got in trouble. She ended up getting kicked out of summer school. I got kicked out of summer school. The boy got kicked out of summer school for starting a fight or whatever. And then so it was time for me to go back to school for my senior year. I get to school and they tell me I can't go to the school no more because the kid that I beat up put a restraining order on me, and I couldn't be 50 feet I couldn't be 50 feet of him. And I'm like, that's crazy because he was acting like he was a hard time game banger. Like he was acting like he was a game banger and shit. So I had to, let him know what was popping. This is for all my 420s out there. I just had to smoke one time for y'all. You feel me? I'm gonna put it out now. But I had to smoke one time and get the good vibes and good energies because this my life is crazy. And the reason why I'm telling these stories is because my music has my stories in them, and because a lot of people don't know that I'm an artist. So as an artist, I decided to do a season of me just telling my story to people. So when they go listen to my music, they understand my music and where I come from as an artist. You feel me? So drink some, drink some. You know what that red cup is, bro. Um, so I just want to let everybody know that's watching. That's why I'm telling my story. This is episode 2. Like I said, episode 1 talks about my childhood till I was 16. So I'm gonna continue the story at 16 and on and to the next story. So yeah. So around this time now, I'm not really doing music like that. Really getting in trouble, fighting all the time. And my dad, around this time, my dad was still teaching music and stuff like that. So he was trying to get me to come teach with him, and I wasn't trying to do all that. Like that wasn't my thing. You feel me? Like even though I know how to play all these different musical instruments, I know how to teach them. I know how to show you how to play any instrument that you want to play, piano, drums, bass, whatever. I could teach you how to play, but it wasn't my thing. Like that was your thing, Dad. So why are you trying to make me do something that you doing. Like that wasn't for me. So um, we end up moving again to another city in California. And when we got to this city, ain't nothing changed. I'm still gang banging. I'm still hustling. I'm still doing me. You feel me? I end up graduating from a continuation. No, from a independent study school in Los Angeles. I graduated from them, but I ended up going to work, and I worked a job from 18 all the way to now. Like, well, I own my own business now. So, but I started working for the man when I was 20, 32. I stopped working for the man when I was 32. So I stopped working for somebody when I was 32 and started working for myself from 32 now. So I've been owning my own business since I was 32. You feel me? So, and I've been doing producing and all that since I was, a kid. But I really got into the producing stage at the age of 25. It's really when I got into producing for real, for real. You feel me? But between 17 and 24, is what I'm talking about in episode 2 right now. So I'm 18 now, working a job, got a car, doing my thug thizzle, you feel me, making money, doing what I'm doing, and I run into one of my homeboys that's a producer, and he like, hey bro, you should get back into producing because you're a musician, and there's not a lot of musicians out here who could really produce and play instruments as a producer, and you should really tap into your musicianship as a producer. So I was like, for sure. So I tapped back into my producing, and I started producing, and that's when Fruity Loops 3 came out. A lot of y'all don't know about programs. Fruity Loops 3 came out, and I learned the program, mastered the program, and I used the program, and then a couple months later, Fruity Loops 5 came out. And then when Fruity Loops 5 came out, I got that one, mastered it, learned it, mastered it, know how to use it, make beats off of it, and then 7 came out. Then when 7 came out, learned it, mastered it, and then I had 7 for a couple years, and then 9 came out, and then 10 came out, and then 12 came out. So I got 12 right now. So I produce off of 12 now. So all the music that you hear, all my music that you hear, all those beats are made on Fruity Loops. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I make all my beats on Fruity Loops. But the reason but if you listen to my music, you can't tell my beats are made on Fruity Loops because I'm really a real musician. Like I make my beats like I'm playing it for orchestra. Like I could write my beats for orchestra to play, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like I could sit down and write out a score right now for a whole band to play of my beats off of Fruity Loops. But if you have me sit down in front of a keyboard and make a beat off a keyboard, I could do that too. I could use a Triton, a Roland, I could use whatever to make a beat. Beat machine, whatever. I could use anything because I just have that type of talent to use it. So, get back to my story now. So now we living in the city. I'm 18, about to be 19. I got my car, job, and I'm still doing my thug thizzle. And now around this time, my little brother is like, I want to say 15, 16 years old. No, 15, 14, 15. I think he's like 14, 15 around this time. 14. He's 14 because I'm 19, so I'm 6 years older. Yeah. So he was 14 around this time. And my little brother trying to follow my footsteps and trying to hang out with me and trying to hang out with my homeboys and all that stuff. And I kind of like told him to stop. Like, no, bro, like go play sports or go do something else with your life. Like, don't. Hi, Queen. Hi, Queen. How you doing? So I told him to go like stay doing sports, keep singing, do rap, go do something different. Don't try to come hang with me because you're not gonna. I don't want you to get caught up in the bullshit that I'm caught up in, being who I am from being from a hood. You feel me? And being a gangbanger. You feel me? So I'm doing good. Telling my story. You gotta go watch episode 1. This is episode 2. So, but yeah. So So I got into with some dude. Got into with some people. Right. I got into with some people and they kidnapped my little brother and they stole his shoes. They got him drunk and they tried to kill my little brother with alcohol. Like pretty much gave my little brother alcohol poisoning. And I came home. I came home from I came home from chilling with the homies. I came home and I get out the car and I go to the front door and my little brother is slouched over at the front door. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my brother. And I get him in the house and he's not really responding. I take him to the bathroom. He threw up a little bit, but then he passed out. So I ran upstairs, called my dad. My dad called 911. They rushed him to the hospital. My little brother died 3 times on the table. They brought him back to life. My bad, y'all. I had a phone call. Sorry about that. I'm back. Are y'all still there? Y'all still there? I had a phone call. I had to stop the phone call. I hate when I don't know why people do that. But anyway, so I got the phone call that my little brother was okay. But it made me so furious. I was so furious and pissed off that I didn't know what to do. You feel me? And then boom, it clicked in. My gangster clicked. My gangster clicked in, and I called one of the homies, and we went on a hunt that night. Like I don't think I went to sleep that night. We actually got in my car and drove around town looking for these dudes that kidnapped my little brother and did that to him because they were trying to get to me. You feel me? And being from LA, a lot of people don't know, like being from LA, Los Angeles, South Central Los Angeles, if niggas can't get to you, they'll go after your family. I don't know how it is in where y'all from and if people, that's how people get down, but I know being from the city of Los Angeles, if niggas can't get to you, they'll go after your family. You get what I'm saying? So because niggas couldn't get to me, they went after my family. And going after my family is a no-no. I don't play about my family. Like I said in episode 1, I don't play about my family. So because y'all did that to my little brother, it's on and popping now. You feel me? Like it's on site. If I see you, it's on site. So I didn't go to sleep that night. My little brother got out the hospital, came home. I made sure he was good. I asked him who did it. Do he remember who did it? Do he remember what he looked like? And he told me, yeah, he remember who they looked like and all that. So the next day, my homeboy came from LA. He pulled up. We chilling. We go to the gas station, and my little brother was like, "There they go right there. There go one of them right there." I lost it, y'all. I can't tell y'all what I did because I'm not gonna incriminate myself. But just know, don't fuck with my family. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't fuck with my family because like that's for anybody. I mean, anybody out there who got a brother, a sister, or mama, daddy, whatever. Y'all know y'all feel the same way. Like, don't fuck with my family. You feel me? Like, family is everything. Everything to me. Family's everything to me. Even if you're my friend, I treat you like family. Cause once you become my friend, I'm gonna protect you. Cause that's just who I am. I'm a protector. You feel me? So my so I seen the dude, whatever, ran up on him, you know, blase, and yeah, we're gonna leave that alone because that's for another day. Hopefully, if I ever do come out with a movie, you guys will see it in the movie. Uh, but I can't talk about it because I'm not gonna incriminate myself. So so around that time, I decided to just go to the studio. I had my own studio, and I wrote a song about it. And after I wrote the song about it, or whatever like that, I was like, I just kind of like figured that since my anger gets me in trouble, I need to start putting it into my music. So I started taking producing seriously and I just, started working on my music and I kind of like left the streets alone a little bit. A little bit. Left the streets alone a little bit. I'm still doing my hustle shit, but I left the streets alone a little bit to where my family is not being fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like that. If a nigga wanted to get at me, he could get at me. Like, don't go after my family. That's a no-no. That's rule number 1. Don't never go after nobody's family because If you got a problem with somebody, take it up with them. You feel me? That's how I was raised. Like I was raised like that. You feel me? So now around this time, I'm 20, 19, 20, and like I had got a phone call from the homie like, hey bro, we got a clown group out here. You want to come be one of our drivers for the clown group? And I always danced. I've been dancing since I was a kid. So I used to clown dance, stripper dance, all that stuff when I was younger. And so I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it gives me something to do. It keeps me from being in the streets. You feel me? So I was like, yeah, I'll come do that for y'all. Get paid to do it, to drive y'all around, so y'all can hop out the car. Like Tommy the Clown, they all shout out to Tommy the Clown for starting the clown movement. But we give shout out to him. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll come do it. So I ended up driving for them, and I danced a little bit, and then 2020. I mean, when I was 20 years, not 22, when I was 20 years old around this time, uh, I was doing like me, I was producing, I was driving for a clown group and DJing house parties. So, then like, Crump came like in the later years of me being 20, Crump came about. And so I learned um, crump. I learned how to crump when I was 20. And so crump dancing is it's a style of dance that's all over the world. Um, you guys probably seen the movie Rise. You probably guys seen Stump the Yard and what other movie showed crump in it? Bring It On 2. I think it was Bring It On 2. It had a lot of people in that movie that crump dance, but um, that's when I met Tight Eyes, Slayer, Miss Prissy, Little C, Baby Tight Eyes, which is T Fly, Chris Brown. I met a few people. I met a few people. I'm sorry, Chris Brown didn't come until afterwards. I'm sorry. I have met Chris Brown. I have called out Chris Brown for a battle, and he turned it down. Well, actually, he didn't turn it down. Lil C turned it down, because Lil C knows me, and he's like, nah, bro, we ain't doing that. But I did call out Chris Brown. To this day, Chris Brown will let you know, like, yeah, he called me out for a battle, because I know him, so that's the homie. You feel me? But yeah. Anyway, so I started crump dancing, and when I turned 21, I was on my first DVD with Tight Eyes and Slayer and Baby Tight Eyes, which is T Fly. His name is T Fly, he's a rapper. His name is T Fly now. But at the time, he was Baby Tight Eyes, and then it was like Junior Tight Eyes and some other people too. But I started dancing with, like, pretty much I was driving them. I was their driver, even though I was dancing, but I was like their driver too. I was like the chauffeur for everybody, because niggas was younger than me. I was the oldest. I was always been older, so I was older than everybody. So of course I was driving everybody around because I had a car license. I had money. I wasn't tripping. Like, driving is nothing. I like to drive, so driving was nothing. Like, I wasn't tripping about driving. So. And then I was still working a job. I was working, still working my job, still doing my hustle, all that stuff. And I kind of like stepped away from the street life, because, it was just, it was taking me down a road that I didn't want to go down. You feel me? So I took it upon myself, and I called my big homie like, hey, I know what the protocol is, but I need to step away. You feel me? See, there's a difference between gangbanger and gang banging. See, I'm not a gang banger. I'm a gang member. That's the difference between a gang banger and a gang member. I'm a gang member, but I'm not a gang banger. Not no more. I'm older now, but I'm a gang member. So I am a mentor now. But we're gonna talk about that later on in the episodes. But now I'm like 21. Now, for some of y'all don't know, I'm older than what I look. So you guys are getting the story of my life. So I gave y'all from the beginning till I was 16 in episode 1. So episode 2, I'm giving y'all from 16 to 24. So I'm 21 now, crump dancing. I'm on DVDs all over the world. Still doing music. I'm producing, and I'm producing at my studio in Los Angeles. I had a studio in Los Angeles, and uh, I had different people coming to my studio. I had a well, you guys probably know who he is now, but back I've been knowing him since he was a kid. But Young from California Swag District, he used to come to my studio before he became California Swag District, before he even joined that group. He used to come to my studio and get beats and record at my studio. A1 Crashing, he's another artist from Inglewood that used to come to my studio, which is my little brother. He's my little brother, but he used to come to my studio. He's a international recording artist right now. I had a few people, Baby C. I had a few people come to my studio and record and get beats for me and all kind of stuff. So, um, and then so now like we get to 22. Now 22, I get a phone call to come play football, semi-pro football, and I'm like thinking to myself like, that's cool. Gives me something else to do. I mean, I'm a big boy. I like football. I played football in high school. I kind of messed up my career in high school, and I talked about that in episode 1, how I messed it up. And I kind of wish I could have went to college and played football so I could go to NFL, but I messed all that up in high school. So I ended up playing semi-pro. So I go try out for the semi-pro team, and I ended up playing for a team called the High Desert 49ers, which were in Victorville, California, which is the desert. And so from 22, 23, and 24, I played for this team in the high desert, and it was it was it was crazy. Like I got looked at by the 49ers. The actual 49er team came to one of my games and was looking at me to sign me to their practice squad, and I got hurt. I got hurt in the game, like in the game that we was playing against the other team. It's a kickoff return. I was on kickoff, and I had a bro on the team. We was called the Smash Brothers, and this is before the Mighty Ducks even came out with the Smash Brothers. But we was called the Smash Brothers because he'd be on one side of the field, I'm on the other side of the field, and on kickoff we used to meet and just smack whoever had the ball. That's what it was. Or sometimes we'd be on the same side of the field, and whoever get there first, that's his tackle. So but yeah, I played semi-pro from 22, 23, 24. I was still producing. I wasn't rapping yet. I was only producing. I wasn't rapping yet, and so um, at 24, it was just it was crazy. I was almost got signed to the 49ers practice squad. So I got hurt. I was still crump dancing, producing, teaching music, teaching somebody piano and drums. I was playing for a band. I was playing drums for a band. I was playing drums for a rock band, and I was playing drums for my dad's band, which is like a whole bunch of his retired army veterans and like old musicians and stuff that he put together. They had a band, so I came to play the bass sometimes, play the drums or piano or whatever he wanted me to play. My dad at the time, so but I always had music in my pocket. Like it's never been a day where I didn't do music because even though I was going through a lot of trauma, I was going through a lot of abuse. Um, And like to piggyback a little bit on episode 1 when I was talking about the abuse that I received from my dad's wife's family, it was like it got so crazy to where um the abuse got so crazy that it was just like I couldn't even how to explain it. Like when they say, "Oh, I used to get whooped with a stitcher cord, or I get whooped with a switch." Like I didn't get whooped with none of that stuff. I got whooped with bats. I got whoops with broomsticks. I got whoopings with uh, 4x4. Like because I always been big. Like I always been a big boy. So and tall. So my dad was scared of me. So because I'm older now. So like I was like when I was like 16. I think when I was like 16 is when he stopped whooping me. So when I turned 16, I told him, like, hey, you gotta stop whooping me, dude. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the abuse gotta stop. The abuse gotta stop. Your wife's niece gotta stop raping me. Like it got all this gotta stop because it's fucking with my mental. And I'm gonna lose my head and I'm gonna take y'all out. It's just what it is. So it had to stop. And I stopped all that at 16. The whoopings, the abuse, and all that. But the abuse never stopped because his wife kept verbally abusing me. Verbally. It wasn't physical no more. It was verbally now. She like downgraded me. She was telling me I wouldn't be nothing. She was talking about she kept calling me like um um she just vocal like she was just calling me words that don't even make sense. Like she told me I wasn't gonna be nothing. She told me that nobody's gonna love me because I'm a big boy. She told me that I would never find love. She told me that no female will want me because I'm big. It was like it lowered my self esteem so bad to where I was never confident to talk to a female. But I always attract a female though. That's what made it crazy though. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Well, sorry about that. But it made it crazy because it made me realize that even though my confidence and my self esteem was so low, but I still had females talk to me. Like I would still talk to a female, but I wouldn't talk to her like I'm trying to get at you. I would just talk to you just to talk to you. You get what I'm saying? But then it ends up to where we'll start talking like she'll be like, "Oh, I like you," and I'll be like, "Okay, like me how?" Like me how? Because I'm a big dude. I never I know some of y'all be like, man, it don't matter that you big, but to me, it mattered around that time because I was so verbally abused that I was thinking to myself, like, man, ain't nobody gonna love me. She said, ain't nobody gonna care for me. Nobody gonna like me. Ain't nobody gonna talk to me. Like none of that. Like even with this, I got this thing on my face. Like I got a whole mole on my face, and I still I mean, girls tell me I look cute. I'm like, I don't see where, but okay, if you say so. You feel me? Because all the verbal abuse I had dealt with from the time I was 8 years old till I was 16, and all the verbal abuse I got from her, and it's like now, and it's crazy because the verbal abuse never stopped, and I'm gonna talk about that more into some more episodes in the season. Later in the season, some more episodes I'm gonna talk about that. But the verbal abuse never stopped. The physical abuse stopped, but the verbal abuse never stopped. It didn't stop until my dad passed away. But like I said, in more episodes we're gonna talk about that. But I just want to say this: whoever's watching right now, thank you for watching. Because now you guys are understanding me, who I am as an artist. I am Lamar Tazz J. I am a recording artist, a musician, a DJ, composer, songwriter, rapper, mentor, coach, dancer. I own a shoe line, clothing line. I do commercials. I mean, I have a whole production company. So I do everything. I'm a man with many talents. So I just want y'all to understand who I am as an artist. And until next time, we're going to do 25 to 30. So you guys make sure y'all tap in for season 3 on Saturday with your boy Lamar Tazz J. And thank you for coming to Story Time. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. And I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.
Sledge on the beats. Lamar Tazz J. Hey, I just need all y'all to get to the dance floor and put your hands on your knees and bounce. Let's see if you got them good knees. Put them hands up, put them hands up, put them up. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce that over here, let me feel the vibe. Dancing like nobody watching Channel 5. Spin to the left, then to the right. Let loose all night. In the club with the lights so bright. Masquerade balls twerking down the hall. It bounced so hard like a basketball. Got them bouncing off the wall. Blow that whistle, it's a brawl. Foul on Paul, that nigga was too small. Got hands like Randy Moss. She got the sauce, hoorah. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hands up, that's wow. She lay it down like the golden child. Bounce it over here, hands on your knees. Or step back and try not to flee. Ready, set, go, 1, 2, 3. She already deep in the sea. She's so fat, she got them good knees. Trust, I'll climb that tree. Looking through these glasses is 3D. She's the 808 mixed with Cherokee. Bounce house, I got the key. 41K, ooh wee. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey girl, bounce it over here. Hey girl, bounce it over there. Bounce, bounce, bounce,